It is my pleasure to introduce you to a transformational grounding. Transformational grounding is a simple series of exercises which is very excellent in relieving anxiety, stress, fear, panic, even terror. It also holds out the promise over a period of time of healing these very unfortunate emotional states. There are other promises within the realm of the transformational grounding. I have personally witnessed a patient who had recently developed symptoms of very serious medical problems. On having her do the whole series, these problems immediately healed, confirmed by medical tests. There's also a long possibility that the frequent and long-time use of the transformational grounding may somehow be supporting of general health, but these aspects need to be researched very carefully. Right now, it's fear, stress, anxiety, terror, and panic. The first exercise that I'm going to demonstrate for you is the one I usually use at the end of the series, but I have found with skeptical people that this one usually produces such a recognizable positive effect that they are then interested in undertaking the entire procedure. In this exercise, you are rotating your head on your neck in this big, slow circle. Remember, the important issues are concentration, slowness, and difficult. It must never become routine. It's a slow motion, way to the right. Forward. Back and to the left. Fully back. And 3 rotations in the opposite direction. Okay, I am now feeling a unique form of quietness and sedation in my mind. Perhaps you can sense it through the medium or see it in my facial expression. In a small number of people, the deep state of relaxation will permit buried emotions and buried memories to surface. Most of these times are very gentle, but some are a bit stronger and will require the help of a mental health professional. I consider this a valuable addition because these buried memories are surfacing because you need to heal them. Transformational grounding exercises feet, to knees, to hips, to pelvis, to head. The series of exercises that I have constructed starts with the bottom of the feet. Place your left leg over your right knee. And with a convenient finger, reach to your big toe and move backwards till you feel that big bump behind the big toe. From the top of the bump, move slowly, and before you reach the next bone, there's a soft, almost valley-like area. If you get that right, and you massage it just slightly vigorously, not painfully, for about 15-20 seconds, it'll feel pleasurable, and sometimes you'll begin to feel that relaxation in your consciousness. Don't worry if you don't. Now rotate your ankle in the big, slow motion. It is an awkward movement, not a natural movement, so it is always require your concentration. Slowness, concentration. It never must become automatic. Do not distract yourself with anything else like television. That's 5 rotations in one direction, and now 5 in the other. Sometimes one direction produces a greater degree of relaxation than the other, and it may change with different times that you perform this exercise for reasons that are not clear to me. Okay, I am now feeling a rather profound sense of relaxation and peace in my mind, in my consciousness. Next, take your left leg, support it just behind the knee on the thigh so that the foot is off the ground. And we will do an exercise with your knee, freezing your hip and your ankle. And this is a very simple, very slow forward and back movement. The next motion will be your hip, lifting your leg off the ground, freezing your knee and your ankle, and perform as large, slow, conscious turning of that rotation of that hip. If it feels a little painful, try to put up with it. You're using muscles in a way you're not used to. That will disappear with practice. Remember, you may not be tuned in to all your body sensations and may not feel the relaxation and changes that can take place during the process. But when you're finished, even so, you will notice very positive results. Now cross your right leg over your left knee. Again, find that place on your big toe. And now I'm going to begin rotating my right foot around the ankle. Approximately 5 in one direction and 5 in the other. There really are no rules about the number of rotations. At least do it if you're sensitive to your body until you get a nice feeling of relaxation. But you may choose to do it longer. And as always, let me know what you're doing and what your experience has been like. And now your knee, freezing your ankle and your hip. And now your hip freezing your knee and your ankle. Big, slow circle. If it's particularly painful at first, only do 3 in one direction and 3 in the other direction. Okay, now I'm going to stand up and I'm going to rotate my pelvis forward and back at the base of my spine, keeping my legs and my shoulders as still as I can. This I have some difficulty doing because I have a neurological problem in my leg and back. You can put your hands on your hips and do a slow rotary motion if you can, not using your shoulders or your legs, but much simpler is move it forward and back energetically and then slow it down. And most people notice a significant degree of warmness in their face when they do this. And then, for the grand finale, your head on your shoulders. You now will feel, in a deep sense that is somewhat unfamiliar in quality of relaxation. Even if you don't have that unusual feeling in your head and in your consciousness, you may feel more relaxed than usual. There is a good possibility that the relaxations in your upper back, neck, and back of your head have relaxed your neck, which can be anywhere from 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch longer. You may also go into a bit of a trance. That is a sign of your unconscious mind saying, pay attention to this. This was useful and good for you to do. Now get up and walk around. You may feel different in your body. Your body will feel more relaxed, perhaps carrying itself more erect. Your shoulders may be in a more powerful position. But for the moment, something positive has happened. I strongly suggest that you do this twice a day, in the morning and the evening, at least for 6 weeks, and indefinitely, if you can. The one problem you may find with it, it's not exciting. It becomes a bit boring. But so is brushing your teeth, and yet we manage to brush our teeth every morning. If you want to experiment with long-term effects, it is quite necessary to move through this boredom to the more desirable long-term effect that you may be longing for. Thank you very much. Slow, conscious, deliberate physical exercise travels through different circuits in the brain, which may account for some of the unique results. In addition, it is believed that this particular type of exercise changes brain chemistry in that it probably secretes more myelin in the brain. Myelin is the substance in the brain that insulates one part of the brain from the other so that there are no short circuits in the brain. And perhaps there are other developments that have not yet been discovered. As I have mentioned, I am still learning about this unique exercise, so that any experiences you had that would increase my understanding of where it is effective and where it may not be effective would very much be appreciated. Thank you. I have had only one experience, but it was very rewarding, of a patient who 7 days after a serious automobile accident was still deep in a shock state. And with one experience, similar to the one you have seen on this video, the shock state largely lifted, and I expect if he repeats it several times, the discomfort he's having in being in this world will be alleviated. It's worth giving a try. Thank you.